Before we begin, this video discusses sexual violence and revenge themes for educational and film history purposes. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The rape and revenge genre is one of the most controversial subgenres in film history. Some call it exploitative. Others see it as a brutal reflection of trauma, survival, and justice when the system fails. Today, we're counting down the top 10 most impactful rape and revenge movies of all time. Number 10, Axe, 1977. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Axe, a 1977 low-budget horror film. This gritty entry follows a young woman living on an isolated farmhouse who turns the tables on criminals after they attempt to assault her. Made for virtually nothing, Axe represents the raw, unpolished exploitation era of the genre. It's rough around the edges, but it delivers the core premise, a victim refusing to remain helpless. Number 9, Necromancer, 1988. At number 9, we have Necromancer from 1988, which takes the revenge formula in a supernatural direction. After being assaulted, a woman uses dark magic to resurrect the dead and punish those who wronged her. This film blends horror fantasy with revenge narrative, showing how the genre often merged with other horror subgenres during the 80s. Number 8, Nail Gun Massacre, 1985. Number 8 is Nail Gun Massacre from 1985. This slasher-style exploitation film features a masked killer systematically eliminating victims with a nail gun. Heavily criticized for its gratuitous violence and low production values, Nail Gun Massacre represents the intersection between slasher films and rape-revenge narratives. Number 7, Demented, 1980. Landing at number 7 is Demented from 1980. This film portrays a woman's psychological breakdown following gang assault. She descends into paranoia and begins violently attacking masked figures she believes are her assailants. Demented explores the mental toll of trauma, though critics argue it exploits rather than genuinely examines psychological damage. The film raises uncomfortable questions. When does a victim become a perpetrator? Where is the line between justice and madness? Whether it answers these questions meaningfully is up for debate. Number 6, Act of Vengeance, Rape Squad, 1974. Also known as Rape Squad, from 1974. This exploitation film follows 5 women who form a vigilante group, learn self-defense, and actively hunt down a masked serial rapist terrorizing their community. This is one of the earlier examples of collective female empowerment in the genre. Number 5, Disturbed, 1990. Number 5 is Disturbed from 1990, featuring a particularly chilling premise. A psychiatrist who assaults a patient under his care is later hunted down by the victim's daughter. This film examines abuse of power and professional trust violations. It explores how trauma reverberates across generations and how justice can be pursued by those connected to victims. Number 4, Avenged, Savaged, 2013. This film takes the rape-revenge formula into full supernatural territory. A deaf woman is assaulted and murdered in the desert, but her body becomes possessed by the spirit of a vengeful Native American warrior. What follows is not just personal revenge, but spiritual retribution as she methodically hunts down her attackers. The movie blends brutal vigilante justice with horror and Western mythology, turning the victim into an unstoppable force of judgment rather than survival. Dark, violent, and relentless, it stands out as one of the most aggressive modern entries in the genre. Number 3, Gina, 1975. Coming in at number 4 is Gina from 1975. This French-Italian exploitation film tells the story of a stripper who, after being assaulted and exploited, decides to hire criminals to take down her attackers. Gina represents the international scope of this subgenre and highlights questions about class, sex work, and who society deems worthy of justice. Number 2, Savage Streets, 1984. Starring Linda Blair in one of her most intense post-exorcist roles. Blair plays a high school student who becomes a vigilante warrior after her deaf-mute sister falls victim to gang violence. What makes Savage Streets notable is Blair's committed performance and the film's exploration of family bonds and protective rage. Number 1, Eye for an Eye, 1996. And our number one pick is Eye for an Eye from 1996, starring Sally Field. Field plays a mother who witnesses a horrific crime against her daughter over the phone. When the perpetrator walks free on a technicality, she transforms from ordinary citizen to calculated vigilante. What elevates Eye for an Eye is Field's powerhouse performance. It asks, what happens when good people are pushed beyond breaking points? When justice systems fail, what's left? Field makes you understand her character's journey, even when you might question her choices. These movies are not entertainment in the traditional sense. They're emotional endurance tests, cultural mirrors, and moral battlegrounds. Whether you see them as powerful or problematic, one thing is undeniable. The rape and revenge genre changed cinema forever. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, which one of these disturbed you the most?